The outfield for the Yankees over the last few weeks.
Billy McKinney.
Willie Calhoun. Jake Bowers,
yep.
IKF.
Mm-hmm.
That's
their
what a
outfield.
mess. I mean, like, it's not their fault that Gleyber Torres had a brain fart last night.
Mm-hmm.
And this is why Gleyber Torres drives everybody crazy.
Yeah.
I get, the once or twice a week he does something that just really, you can't do. You're supposed to be a professional. I mean, it's unbelievable. It's just get the ball. It's easy. Throw it to second base every day.
Yeah.
And then instead of half-assing it, let's get in front of it.
I mean, there's no excuse for that, obviously, than just not being locked in and not paying attention and not being focused. He's done that 10 million times in his life, and that's probably never happened to him, having a throw like that just squirt by him. But it did here, and when the team isn't playing well and you're without Aaron Judge and you're in a game that's on national TV, and that is what the Yankees are being represented by, it feels worse.
It does feel worse. It just feels, it's maddening is what it is, especially when you're going up against the Red Sox. It's maddening. I mean, McKinney makes a great play out left field, and then he kind of half-asses the throw in. The play against, up against the wall in left field was one thing. This was in the 10th inning where he throws it back to second base, and he kind of lollygags it too. I mean, like, both guys are like half-assing.
I mean, was that a lollygag or just the fact that he's not known for his arm? You know what I'm saying? You felt like there was an effort issue there? Or?
I mean, you just throwing it into second base. I think he was trying to be too perfect or whatever. I don't know. And then Gleyber, maybe he obviously hasn't played with Gleyber a lot. And, Gleyber just does what Gleyber does.
Yeah, right.
At times. And it's frustrating that and look, it's 162 games, 20 of those games, he does something like this.
Yeah.
And when it costs you a game, late in the game like this, it sticks out like a sore thumb.
Well, when the team is underachieving and the Yankees right now without Aaron Judge feel lifeless. They felt lifeless for the 11 games he was out earlier. And then you see that, it's just like, well, what the hell's going on? What are you guys? Why can't you compete? But I mean, I do think that one little snapshot doesn't mean that doesn't say everything about where the Yankees are. I think what says more about where the Yankees are is the fact that Giancarlo Stanton can't play last night. I mean, when I saw that lineup going into the game, so Aaron Judge is out. Giancarlo Stanton was gone for how long? What was it?
6 weeks?
6 weeks?
Something like that.
He's come back and played how many games? 6 games?
I haven't counted them.
6, something like that, though,
okay,
right?
Yeah, okay.
And you've got this rubber match in the series on Sunday Night Baseball, and somehow a healthy Giancarlo Stanton can't DH in that game?
Well, Aaron Boone was trying to get, an all left-handed lineup in there.
I don't care.
I'm just telling you what,
he has to play. He has to. I mean, it's just insanity. I mean, especially when you've got this team and the way it's constructed. And if he's healthy, he's got to play.
If he's healthy.
I mean, he is, right?
Is he healthy? I don't know.
I mean, he came back.
I think he needed a rest.
Came off the IL.
He needed a rest. You got to give him a blow. You got to give him a blow.
Guess what?
You got to try to find.
You know where he's getting his blow?
Where?
Today, when they don't play.
Yeah, but back-to-back days off.
Oh, stop.
Dude,
don't even argue this point.
I'm not arguing it. I'm just telling you what they're doing.
It's so
why do you think
stupid.
I am not arguing at all. I'm just telling you what I think they're doing. Yes. Why do you think? I'm not arguing anything about the Yankees. I'm not saying a word about the Yankees.
They're soft, these guys, with the injuries. Giancarlo Stanton can't not be in the lineup last night. He has to play. He has to.
Need a blow.
He needs a blow.
Needs a blow.
Well, we all do from time to time with our busy schedules and our stress. But he had a 6-week blow. He was blowing for 6 weeks.
Yeah.
And now he's back.
Yeah.
He's got to play.
Tough game, baseball.
I mean, even if he had the golden sombrero last night, I wouldn't have cared. He has to be in the lineup.
But the thing about it is that, you just got to take it easy with the big guys. Soft tissue injuries, things like that.
Well, the other
they get in the way.
Like, none of us are ever going to win the next Giancarlo Stanton injury pool if he doesn't play consistently.
That's true.
That's really what I'm looking
out there
for.
To get hurt.
Right. We do need him out there to make sure that he gets hurt. I mean, but really, if he DHs last night, I mean, like, is this night off for him going to keep him fresh for the rest of the year? Really? I mean, the guy didn't do anything for 6 weeks. He had a couple of rehab starts, whatever. It's the whole thing's silly to me. Both these teams, by the way, now 9.5 games out of first. The Mets in a much worse situation because they barely played well the entire year. The Yankees have at least given you a stretch here or there.
Here's how
look okay.
Here's how bad the Mets situation is currently: 2-8 in their last 10. The Braves are 8-2 in their last 10. Marlins are 8-2 in their last 10, and the Phillies are 7-3 in their last 10. The Mets now have fallen behind the Phillies, the best team that money could buy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and closed-door meetings, and I understand that because you got to start making people feel uncomfortable. There'll be another move made this week, most likely. I think they'll bring up, what's his name? Mauricio.
Yeah, but he's hurt, actually.
Is he hurt now?
Yeah, he's hurt.
They were planning on bringing him up, that's for sure.
Right, yeah.
Buck can have these closed-door meetings, that's fine. And, maybe you call out a few guys and maybe you ask them to dig deeper and you want to see more competitiveness out of them. You want to see more competitive at-bats. You want to see smarter baseball in the field. You want to have your pitchers coming in and put the ball where they're supposed to be putting it. There's a lot of little things that go on here.
But let's get real. They don't know how to fix it. They can't. There's at this point of the season, there's nothing else they can do. You mentioned the one thing, which is bringing up Mauricio, but I don't know, the extent of his injury at this point. I just know that he was dealing with something. So that's the only thing left you can do. You brought up Vientos, you brought up Alvarez, you brought up Beatty. Most of your guys, obviously Pete Alonso's now going to be out for 3 to 4 weeks with the bone bruise and the sprained wrist. What else do you do? You're not going to make some big, massive trade in June. No team's going to do that with you. So this is it. This is the team. These are the guys.
That's exactly right. And these are the guys that have done it before. It's not like they haven't done it before. They're a year older, year more wiser, a lot richer.
Yes.
Everybody seems to be making a hell of a lot more money. And Buck Showalter's got to get these guys going. He's got to get off of his ass.
Right. And for the Met fans that think that firing either the general manager or the manager right now is somehow going to be the elixir for this team, I just don't agree, and I don't think it's going to happen either.
Well, the reason why Met fans and some fans do feel this way is because of what happened with the Phillies last year and firing Joe Girardi and watching that team basically find its footing. But then again, you got to remember that was August and September. We're not even close to that yet.
No, absolutely not. Which is unfortunate because, who knows how deep they're going to be buried by August and September with the way that things are going.
When is Harrison Bader coming back for the Yankees?
I'm not sure.
When is Judge coming back for the Yankees?
That's a good question too. Let's see what the latest. Harrison Bader on the verge of returning to game action, nearing return. So he is.
Is he doing baseball activities yet?
Yeah, I believe he is. Yep.
What kind of activities is he doing?
This is funny. Bader is making progress in his recovery, expecting to return within the next few weeks.
What?
That's got to be wrong. He's got to be back sooner than that.
Well, he's got a hamstring, right? He's got a hamstring injury.
Yeah.
He's another tightly wound athlete.
Seems to be.
I don't ever remember being that tightly wound.
Yeah, this is something we've talked about plenty.
Yeah, I was not tightly wound.
Well, this is one thing that Tom Brady used to talk about all the time. What was his whole, what did he call it? Pliability. That's one of his big things, is the pliability and why he was able to play deep into his 40s and at such a high level. He was always stretching. He was always doing stuff. He was always, and that's a contact sport. Now, I know he didn't get hit a ton in his later years, but that's a guy who stayed on the field every single day.
Pliability. So maybe they should, I don't know, use pliability for the Yankees.
I would hire that Alex Guerrero, bring him in. He's not doing anything now that Tom Brady's retired, and have him do the TB12 method with all these guys. Seriously, there's no better example of a man competing at a high level through those ages and being in shape than him. There's just not.
I have the BE method, BE7 method. It's Friday night and Casamigos night. I was just livid at the Mets Friday night. I went down a YouTube rabbit hole.
And you tweeted out everything.
I know I did.
I
was so bored and so ticked off, I just turned it off.
What was your BAC at that moment?
I don't know what it was. I was just chilling out, relaxing, feet up, looking forward. I really felt like an old person. It was a Friday night, and I was looking forward to my Met game.
Oh, my goodness. You were probably the only Met fan looking forward to it. I mean, after that sweep and then playing the Pirates over the weekend.
Yeah, but if it was a Friday night, I was playing golf. I was tired. I was like, all right, let's have a Casamigos or two, and let's watch the Mets. And then after 30, I was like, get this crap off the TV.
I got to tell you, there's a lot of Met fans in my life. My mother not included, because she's in no matter what. If they're 30 games under 500, she's sitting at home watching every single game.
I'm like your mom. We were sitting home both on Friday night watching a game, but
Absolutely.
I turned it off and I went into YouTube.
But every other Met fan that I talk to is starting to become emotionally detached. A little bit, little by little, which is like it's sort of a show me something before I get back in, because this is what's happening. It's starting to get warmer. It's summertime around here. Plans. You're not basing your weekend around watching these games. You might have tickets that you bought back in the offseason when you were excited about the team. Now you're probably throwing them up on StubHub. I'd rather be at the beach. I'd rather be at someone's backyard barbecuing. I'd rather be in a pool. Why the hell am I going to waste my summer watching these guys stink up the joint for the next couple of months?
I'd rather be in line at DMV.
Seriously.
Yeah. I mean,
at least you get something accomplished there, right? Exactly. You're there for a reason.
When you actually are online at DMV and you finally get to what you're done and you have all the right paperwork, the worst is when you're on that line and you have the wrong paperwork.
Then you got to go back.
And they look at you and they go, you got the wrong paperwork.
And they hate you.
And you're like,
you're dope. That guy.
You dope.
You're holding up the line.
It's happened to me a few times.
Yeah, I mean, as we sit here on June 12th, you would rather be at the DMV than watch the Mets.
I mean, it's brutal.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, it's really tough. And without Pete Alonso, they had a little bit of a bump, but then all of a sudden yesterday, right back into the malaise of just not getting any hits.
Yeah.
Like 3 hit yesterday.
I mean, it's not as bad as the Yankees without Judge, but it's bad. And you're used to him, too. I mean, the guy played almost every single game last year. He's always in the lineup. He's always someone you can count on. So when he's not there, it's like shocking that he's not playing. And that's the way it's felt the last few games. So hopefully it's only 3 to 4 weeks. I mean, it was a bone bruise, they said. There wasn't really any breaking of metatarsals or whatever it is. So hopefully he'll be back and okay.
And the one thing I will say that both teams do have in common, both teams are asking certain young players to play really important positions. And certain players have gone through their struggles this year. Anthony Volpe would be one of them.
Yeah.
Even Francisco Alvarez had a little bit of a struggle. I would say Vientos is in the middle of that right now. Yeah. But we as fans, we have all asked for our teams to give these young kids a chance. Mm-hmm. So if we are going to sit here and ask for them to have a chance, then we are going to have to fight through and live through the struggles of a rookie, especially at the plate. I mean, look, hitting a baseball is impossible, man.
Yeah.
I mean, stand in there against a 98-mile-an-hour fastball, and then the guy throws you a hook slider, and you're like, what the F was that? I mean, and these kids are all learning. I mean, like, it's the same thing in hockey, basketball, like you see R.J. Barrett and Emmanuel Quickly and Mitchell Robinson and, maybe Obi Toppin to some degree, where they all grow up together, Quentin Grimes and all these guys, they grow together, and each year they get a little bit better, a little bit better, a little bit better. But before they get to that point where you can really, truly count on them, you got to live through, their experiences. And most of those experiences are going to be negative.
Yeah.
They're going to have bad games. I mean, but we all want to see the young guys play.
Well, I think for the most part, both fan bases have been tolerant of that. I mean, I haven't heard a lot of fans screaming about Anthony Volpe. They've been a little bit disappointed.
No, they are. They're screaming about him.
No, they're not screaming about him. No, they're not.
Hey.
They're not. I don't hear a lot of screaming about him.
He's batting, what, 85 or 189 or something like that. And, there's an error here or there. I mean, everybody's just got to, let the kids relax and let them play. And you got to go through the 0 for 4s and the strikeouts at the bottom of the 10th and the strikeouts at the top of the 9th and all this crap that they have to live through in order to hopefully become someday a true major leaguer and a star.
Well, this is what this season is turning into for the Mets, is experience for the younger players. That's it, because they don't seem like they're going anywhere. That's what this will be chalked up to. 2023, gain some experience for the young players because you're not winning crap.
Thanks so much for watching the video.
Please like and subscribe.
And don't forget to hit the bell so you're notified when we're dropping new content.